But folks, we got some more stuff to cover. We got a great story that was sent in to us from Harris Dawson from Instagram. And we actually have a guest on the show to come on and talk about it. But buddy, why don't we say we let him know what the little headline is? And that headline, it reads... Pensioner thanks kind stranger who offered to pay $3,700 sandwich fine.
Oh, come on.
That's right, folks. You heard it here first. There is a sandwich fine.
I mean, it was already out.
Yeah, someone out there has heard it first.
Someone heard this first.
Yeah, the person who heard this first sent it to us, so we're hearing it second. It doesn't matter. Anyway.
We'll say second.
This is a story coming from Australia. Yes, that's right. A Christchurch pensioner, which I believe is a retired person.
From church? They retired from Christianity?
Christchurch is a place, buddy.
Okay.
Christchurch.
Is it a church?
No, it is a part of Australia, I believe.
The first time I read that, I was like, they're getting paid by the church after they retired?
No, that is
not correct.
It is just a person who is retired who lives in Christchurch.
A place called Christchurch.
Yes, exactly.
We'll get through this.
Clarity for the audience. Now you know. But this Christchurch pensioner was slapped with a $3,300 Australian dollar fine after failing to declare a chicken sandwich at the Australian border and has thanked a kind stranger who offered to pay the bill. That's right. June Armstrong told One News she had bought a sandwich before a 6 a.m. flight from Christchurch to Australia.
Not a church.
No, not a church again. And she says, I went on the plane and just forgot about the sandwich.
Okay. Yeah,
I just completely forgot about the sandwich.
Great quote.
Doubling down, the 77-year-old grandmother said she didn't realize her mistake until Australian border officials were going through her declaration card. And when converted to New Zealand dollars, the fine added up to $3,704. That's 9 weeks of my pension, she said.
From the church.
Again, not a church, buddy.
Right, the city of the church.
Yes, but Armstrong was last night told that a kind stranger had offered to pay the bill after hearing about her ordeal. I just can't believe that a stranger would do that for you. I mean, he said to me, I've got the money, but that isn't the point. He must have a good heart, too. He's a giver, and he deserves everything he's got. And folks, we could not agree more. And not only did this person give money to this lovely Christchurchian pensioner,
but they also wanted to take credit for it.
Yes, they did. And they also, when we were researching the article, we found the guy. We found the guy who paid...
We did our own research.
We did our own research, and we found the guy who paid June Armstrong's sandwich fine.
Wow. And
we are so incredibly excited to have this fellow on the show today because, honestly, no good deed should go unpraised.
Yeah, the good Samaritan. Sam is in sandwich.
Hey, that would be good if it was sandwich and not sandwich.
Oh, is that wrong?
The good Sandmaritan. That's right,
sandwich?
folks.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
But we are so excited to invite the good Sandmaritan in this story onto the show. And that, of course, is Mr. Barney Barbque. Barney, welcome to the show.
How y'all doing? I'm just kidding. I was doing a southern accent there as a joke. I tricked you for a minute, didn't I?
You really did, Barney.
It was a good one. It was a good southern accent.
It was a really good southern accent, and I was shocked because I was positive you were going to have a Kiwi or new Australian accent.
Which I do, clearly.
Yeah, clearly, yeah.
You clearly do.
God, it's hard not to talk like that when they... I'm sorry, your accent is always so lovely to hear. It's hard not to just try it.
Absolutely, no. If you feel like you need to get into it, I totally understand.
I might do it just to be your friend. Okay, no.
Calm down, buddy.
Okay. I'm excited.
Barney, we're so excited to have you on the show. Yeah. This is such a great story in a day in this day and age when there is so much garbage going around in the world and people are so actively mean to each other and at every opportunity.
Yeah. And we've talked to a number of them.
Yes,
we've talked to some real rough people.
I'm sure.
Yeah, but it's just so nice for something so nice. It's so nice for something so nice to be in the news.
Yeah.
And I guess I first off, What made you decide that you wanted to take care of this lady on that day? Do you remember?
Here's the truth about it. I love doing good deeds.
Wow.
I'm a giver.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm
Giver.
a lover. But, I always like to do it anonymously, under the radar, quiet.
Right.
And that's why I came on today.
Right. Yeah, because I do want to mention, people do listen to this show, just so you know that there are people.
Okay, yeah.
that
No,
do listen.
I'm sure you got, 20, 21?
We'll say more than 20. Yeah,
High 20s.
High 20s. We get high 20s at least. So
It's
I do
awesome.
think this is if you're dipping your toe into the idea of like sort of bragging about yourself, I do think coming on this show is a good way to
Practice run.
test those waters.
I'm not a bragger. I'm totally humble. I just love taking care of the world's people, doing good things for people. And this isn't, this isn't the first good deed I've done,
Oh, of
really
course.
isn't.
I wouldn't even have assumed it because
No.
this is.
So there's a bunch of other good deeds that you haven't taken credit for yet?
There's lots of stuff I've done. So, sometimes an average morning for me, I'm walking down the street, I'm putting quarters into parking meters.
Right.
I'm putting my credit card in the parking meter. I'm paying for people's
Real heavy pants on your walks.
I like to do change. I do. My cargo shorts are all the way on the ground. Yeah.
That's
That's
incredible.
so nice.
It's just something small that I do. And then obviously I film it. I put it on my TikTok. And everyone's like, wow, you're such a good person. I'm like, you guys, it's anonymous.
That's what I was going to say, Barney. I didn't want to jump in too early and sort of like pump the brakes or tell you to tell the truth. But I did want to say, I did do a little bit of research on you when we got in contact, and I did see your TikTok. And I'm going to be honest with you.
Yes.
You do a lot of philanthropic content.
There's 30,000
There's
videos.
30,000 videos with quote unquote philanthropic content, but all of them are shot in a selfie.
Yeah.
While you're doing the activity.
Well, I want it to be anonymous.
Right.
So I don't want people to know exactly where I was and what I was doing. But, you see the ones where I pay for like everyone in the bar to get a shot.
Right. Yes. I did see those. I did see those. But I would say I don't know if the definition of anonymous is really kind of like registering for you here. Like you are.
No, it is because I want to keep it all, quiet and humble. And so you don't get to see the inside of the bar. You just see, me, what I'm wearing, and you see me talking to people and saying, just keep it on the down low. I don't want anyone in here to know that I paid for all the shots. So just put it on my credit card and I'll put it on my TikTok later.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm not going to argue. With you because honestly, at the end of the day,
I didn't come on here to argue.
Right.
I don't want to argue. I want to be a good person today.
Right. And you and Barney, you are, and I think that this is just an example of that. And I don't want to push back too hard, okay? Because you're doing good things. So who cares if you're using it? In my opinion, for a little bit of publicity,
get some clicks,
and it does. It does also seem like you put a lot of links to different sort of like products or like things in your videos.
Well, my store. You can buy all of that. So I saw
the big cargo pants on your store.
Exactly. You can buy a pair of my cargo shorts.
Good Deeds cargo shorts.
Good Deed shorts. With cargo pockets.
Right.
Yeah, which says they could hold up to 30 pounds of change?
Over 35 pounds of change.
35
and
pounds
I can't give you, I can't give you the change, but I can tell you where to get it. I give you in the pockets of the cargo shorts, there's little lists about banks where you can go, which one you want to go to, which one has the fastest change.
Right. And I'm just going to assume that the name of the bank isn't giving away any sort of connection between you and the bank.
Oh, well, no, but it is like, Chase Bank sponsored by Barney Barbque.
The page is anonymous Barney Barbque. Yeah.
Did you see my Barbie line? I have Barney Barbque.
Yeah.
Where I paid for tickets for people to go see Barbie.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I did see. I saw the video, and I also did see the video of you giving a sort of speech at the beginning of the screening.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I had to introduce
You
it.
started out with, look, I'm not asking you to record this, but you can.
Right, I said, go ahead and put your cell phones away unless you want to film me, which I would recommend. I want this to be anonymous, though. That's what I always say. Keep it, guys, please.
For personal use only. Yeah. This is for you to go and watch later when you're reminiscing about the night.
Yeah.
This is a philanthropic thing, you know. It's not about me. It's about the community. It's about Barbie. It's about feminism, you know. It's a beautiful thing, giving back.
Look, it is a beautiful thing. You know, it is a beautiful thing. And I admire people who and look, there's a lot of big brands and companies that use sort of philanthropy to like sell their products. So it's like I can't support Microsoft and Bill Gates, who does this all the time, uses philanthropy to advertise, and then come in here and yell at you because it seems like you're kind of doing that
it's
too.
like those commercials you see where they just like give somebody a free tank of gas and surprise them and then film them. And it's like they think it's a good deed, but it's like you also save $700 to pay an actor because you just got somebody $60 worth of gas. And they just signed a waiver. So they really it's a cost-cutting thing for them when you think about it.
And they're probably a non-union actor at the end of the day.
Yes, absolutely.
They could use that. So.
Yeah, they could. Yeah.
Now, Barney, I'm interested to know how somebody like you gets started down a path like this, because I do think it is such a specific niche of kind of like internet personality, like these people who do the guy who goes up to people and is like, "Do you like the Dodgers? Well, why not give your kid tickets to the Dodger game?" And now he's famous all over TikTok.
Exactly. I hate that guy stealing so much attention away from the important stuff, which is people like me who give back. You know.
Yeah. Was this like have you always been good since you were little, or are you covering up for?
Such a good question. Yeah.
I would say covering up, but
I was a bit of a bad boy.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I've heard a lot of Australian fellas have a kind of rough phase when they're younger, getting into trouble, punching kangaroos and whatnot.
Yeah, I went to jail because I was going around chopping off people's top knots. All these guys, I was just cutting their top knots off their head. And they sent me to the clinker.
Right. Well, wait. No, I saw this video. You have like a sort of dramatic documentary about like that's sort of like, it kind of has the tone of like one of those like ASPCA videos with Sarah McLachlan, but it's about you getting past the phase as a child where you were cutting off men's top knots.
Yeah.
So I used to film those kinds of pranks, actually. So you'd see me go in and I'd run up to someone who'd be eating a meal with their family, and I'd chop their top knot off.
Yeah.
And then then they found my stash. They found I had a whole trash bag. I had about 5 trash bags.
If there was like a crime you were going to commit, one where you just collect hair of your crime is pretty. It seems like that's just all evidence.
That's exactly it. I realized that after it, I was like, wow, I guess, it's clearly me. Like my fingerprints are all over their hair.
Yeah, it's like somebody who has 5 cats going out and there's just a whole shirt's hair. That's kind of like the cops showed up and you were just covered in top knot hair.
Absolutely.
Big, long, wispy top knot hair.
And look, I don't want to like connect dots that don't need to be connected, but it feels like if the prank is cutting off people's top knots, it feels like
God, you gotta get a good cut.
Is there some kind? Does the top knot have some kind of like traumatic connection for you? Was there like a guy who?
Yeah, a top knot killed my mother.
Wait, well, you mean a person with a top knot, not a?
No, a top knot. No, she was a hairstylist, and
oh no,
and she was cutting this guy's hair. And the top knot, it just kept wrapping around her neck, and she got strangled to death.
Oh my
gosh! But it doesn't even matter because I obviously went through this whole thing where I needed to cut off the people's top knots to get back at them.
Mm-hmm.
But then I saw the light. Obviously, you watched the documentary about me finding the light, which I funded, by the way.
Right.
And it's a beautiful scenes of me giving the top knots back to the people that I cut them off of.
Right.
And saying, I'm so sorry I hurt you.
And this is obviously years later. These guys have completely different haircuts now.
Yeah, they didn't want them.
A few of them obviously didn't remember you. They're like, I don't know. But I will say there were a few that were like very dramatic, kind of like emotional, kind of like those videos of like people coming back from war and like seeing their kid at their basketball game, and the kid like runs up and jumps into their dad's arms. I will say there is one in there, and I'll say, I think I saw the comments on the documentary. A lot of people say that one was staged.
Well, so I didn't know I was going to come on here and get all this kind of shit, to be honest.
We're on your side, Barney.
Obviously, I know there's these rumors about me, Barney Barbque, staging the people, you know. But actually, that was all real. Okay, it was real from the moment that I walk into the gymnasium. Obviously, it's a high school soccer. It's a high school soccer game inside of a gymnasium.
Right? Yeah.
Classic Australian rule soccer.
Yeah, we call it soccer, by the way. We don't call it football. And then obviously I'm in the middle of the game. I'm playing, and
obviously much older than everybody else on the team.
Well, okay, to the layman. And then obviously the ref stops. He blows his whistle. He says, "Hang on a minute." And then through the corners you see somebody, and I just start weeping, crying. And I go into my gym bag and I get the top knot out and I give it and I say, "I'm so sorry." Right. And he just cries in my arms.
Yeah. I was going to say, the roles are reversed from what you would expect in the video of the reunion. You are kind of...
People say that, yeah.
They're like, you would expect this guy to be like emotionally reunited with his top knot. But in the video, you are emotional about reuniting him with his top knot. And you're saying he cries, but on camera, I'll say it's kind of this like unsure of how to interact with the moment. He's obviously there with like a person who he's maybe either on a date, might even be his partner.
Yeah.
And you kind of run up to him as if you have history. Yeah. And you apologize for how you wronged him. And
it's a really long scene in the documentary. And there's like a bunch of there's like his whole B story with who he's on a date with. There's like a cut to later from that. They have
the dinner. You see them go back to their house. Yeah. No,
the top knot gives him confidence to kiss her for the first time and profess his love.
We forgot to mention, I taped the top knot back to his head. There's that emotional scene where I take the duct tape and I put it on his head, and then he goes on the date.
There's steam in that scene for some reason.
Yeah. Oh yeah, lots of steam. And then he gets home and he finally has the courage to lose his virginity.
Yes.
Right. And I think this is the part that makes people feel like it's staged, because it kind of turns into a like decently high production value film.
Yeah.
After this one scene in the documentary.
And the sex scene was super artsy. It just shows his top knot moving back and forth, and just kind of like you can see the tape and he's just like rocking the top knot.
Exactly.
I think that was a pretty artistic take.
And it's in black and white, obviously. And we have the trash bag that slowly falls down, sort of referencing American Beauty.
Right, because you returned, his was the last top knot to be returned.
Top knot, exactly.
And you gave him the trash bag as if your job had been complete.
The bag is empty.
Right.
But obviously, I wanted the documentary to be anonymous.
Right.
But it didn't work that way.
No, it did not.
I got full credit. Obviously, you see at the end, it says written by me, produced by me,
shot by me.
I think it's the first movie I've ever seen. Yeah, and it's also the first movie I've ever seen that seems to have like reminder credits where like every 15 or 20 minutes, one sort of like roll of credits happens and we see your name over and over again throughout the film.
Well, I just wanted that. Obviously, I wanted it to be anonymous, but I was... realizing that people might just stop because they might think, oh, well, he returned another top knot. They don't realize how many top knots there were.
Right.
So you had to stick with me. But I was thinking, the way people watch TV these days, they want it to be like,
you set it up to be a miniseries or something like that. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. You added the cut points for the eventual distributor.
So
You're
it's like,
look,
go to the bathroom,
right?
Go have dinner,
Right.
come back, watch episode 2.
Right, which I thought was an interesting way to just put that in the titles. Also,
Right.
like you kind of give people a direction.
Absolutely no.
But I mean, I'll say this. As a person who has always wanted to be an artist, has always wanted to kind of be the kind of guy who could do something like that, I'm watching this thing and I'm like, I wouldn't do this, but I'm impressed by this.
Wow. Yeah.
It's
Thank you so
genre
much.
mixing. I mean, it's documentary. It's like a short film. It's like a drama. There's like a love story. I mean, there's just so much to it.
Guys, I love this, but also I wanted it to be anonymous. Don't worry about giving me the compliments.
Okay.
Obviously, you can keep going if you want to, but at the same time, I don't do it for that, I do it for the people. I do it for the families.
Right. Yeah,
I wanted
exactly.
the families to come back together.
And the one thing, there's not only is there credits every now and then, but also just burned into the top, it just says, I did this for you for free.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, that's what
I gave this to you for free. Is that what it was?
I know. It says, shut up. I did this all for free. You're welcome. And the response was incredible. People were blown away, really, by that.
It's the gall of that. No one's ever done something like that, to be so boldly confrontational in the presentation. It has to be, as a viewer, you're like, wait, did I say something? Am I the problem? Do I need to examine myself? Like,
people like to be told what to do. Period.
Right.
End of story. It's like, you know how the restaurants went through that phase where it'd be like, you'd go and they'd be like, we'll cook you whatever you want. You tell us, we make your own pizza pie, Now.
Wait, hang on. Wait, what do you mean? Restaurants would not have a menu?
In the 90s, you go in,
whatever?
they'd be like, come behind the counter, make your own pizza pie. Go ahead. Have at it.
I guess maybe I missed that era in restaurants.
It was huge in Australia.
Australian Pizza Huts are just the kitchen.
Yeah.
It
You
is.
just walk in.
You cook it, you put it in the oven, you put it in the box, you give it to the guy, he takes it to your house, you go home, you eat it at your
You
house.
meet him. You meet him at your house. You pay for it there on your doorstep.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah.
I guess I never really. I guess I've never been to Australia, so I don't know. And
Well, it's a
I
normal
missed it.
thing here. So that's how restaurants used to be, right? But now everybody likes to be told what to do. They like to, you come in the door, they say, shut up. You're gonna sit over here by the bathroom and next to the trash. You're gonna eat whatever the hell we have fixed menu wise. You don't get a choice. Shut up. You leave. They're like, we don't have your fucking coat. Go. That's it. Period. End of story.
They always tell you that they don't have your coat.
Fuck
that
you.
is.
No.
I will say,
Shut up.
Recently, every time I have gone to a restaurant, they have denied that I wore a coat in, and I'm like, I definitely did.
Exactly.
I think you're just stealing my coats, which maybe this is another top knot situation where now there's just some kind of. Hang on a second, Barney.
Are you saying somebody's stealing coats?
Barney, is your new prank that you've infiltrated every restaurant and you're doing some kind of long form prank when you're stealing coats instead of top knots?
Well, obviously, this isn't an anonymous space. So I'm going to say, yeah, it is me.
Okay. See, yeah. Okay. That makes sense now.
I just think it's so funny. Where's the coat? Where's my coat?
Right. And I agree. I'll agree with you. The amount, how crazy I have been made to feel the last few times I've gone to a restaurant. On the outside, I know for a fact everyone is seeing it and thinking it's hilarious.
Exactly. It's called Gaslight Jackets.
Gaslight Jackets.
Yeah.
Wait, is that a website? Are you selling people's?
Did you miss at the,
GaslightJackets.com.
No.
Brett, at the end of Top Knot, the movie,
Yeah.
at the very end after the credits, it says, watch out for Top Knot 2. Gaslight
jackets.
coming next fall. So
Oh, you guys watched it all the way through.
I turned it off. I guess I turned it off in the last credits. I guess
it
I
makes
missed
sense. It's following through on what I guess is part 2 of Top Knots, which
That
will
was
be
my
you
soft
returning everyone's coats.
Well, yeah, so I have over 50,000 coats. I have them in my garage. I have them all in trash bags. And honest, I just found out recently the cops are after me. They know. So that's unfortunate. But it does open the way for me to make my latest documentary, as you said, Gaslight Jackets.
Well, you know,
what
honestly,
a business plan,
Barney. Yeah, it seems like a lot of you have to ignore a lot of sort of societal norms to do what it is that you do, and I don't know that I could do it. But you were obviously doing it. You made the news. And
I know, but they didn't put my name in the article. I was like, this is supposed to be anonymous. Like, what are you doing?
Again, I think you are confused about what anonymous means. I think you actually might think anonymous means the opposite of what it does mean.
What's this lady's name again? June?
June
77-year-old?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Absolute bitch. I paid for that sandwich. The stupid lady forgot to fucking declare the sandwich. I paid for it. Absolutely no mention of it. No mention of me.
That is pretty bad, considering your whole deal.
Well, look, Barney, now you are now upwards of 20 people know about you based on coming on the podcast.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys check out my TikTok, by the way.
I was gonna say, did you want to plug? Did you want to have any things you want to plug before we send you on your way? And obviously, I'm sure the TikTok is one of them.
Yeah, well, I think all social media wise, you can follow my new account at LALYYLY.
Okay.
That sounds great with an Australian accent.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Can you say that again?
Maybe how about try that? Maybe try that like you were doing the Southern accent before. Maybe you try one with just like a standard American accent.
Hey y'all. Oh no, I can't do it. I can't do it. LALYYLY.
Yeah. We'll put it in the show
post.
Yeah, we'll put it in the show description.
We'll put it in post.
We'll put it in. Maybe we'll say it afterwards with our regular human voices.
Yeah. Anything else? Anything else?
And then otherwise, I listen to all these different podcasts while I'm stealing jackets. Hey Randy. And this book changed my life on CBB World.
Wonderful podcast. Very funny, good stuff. We love the CBB world.
It's a classic. Also, another podcast going on there, Going Deep, hopefully soon.
Wow, okay.
Okay.
And then, what else? I guess just, I guess I'll just plug Pocky. I love eating Pocky.
You're plugging the idea of Pocky.
Of eating Pocky, yeah.
And is that the little
chocolate
sticks,
yeah.
the little chocolate sticks? Hey, I love Pocky too. And Barney, that's
Make them bigger. That's my only note.
Yeah, make them bigger, folks.
No, keep them small.
Well, we'll go out on that,
Pocky
Barney.
Loaf. That's what I want. I want a loaf of Pocky.
We'll find Buddy a loaf of Pocky. And Barney, we will send you on your way. Thank you so much for being on the show today. We really, really appreciate it. And keep on going. Good luck with Gaslight Jackets and all the other products.
Thanks for having me.
All right. You take it easy, Barney.